Mr. Chair and members, today I'm presenting SB 10, a bill that establishes a certification program for peer support specialists administered by the Department of Healthcare Services.
Matty Hyatt, California Civil Liberties Advocacy and Strong Support.
Now I'll present SB 12. This is a bill that establishes integrated youth mental health program administered by the Mental Health Services and Oversight Accountability Commission. The goal of this program is to establish a series of youth drop-in mental health centers to provide prevention and early intervention services to youth aged 12 to 25.
California Civil Liberties Advocacy, Matty Hyatt and Support. We think this should have been done decades ago.
Thank you for allowing me this opportunity to present SB 53, which fixes a loophole in the Bagley-Keene Open Meetings Act to ensure complete transparency and accountability from state government agencies. Existing law allows state agencies, boards, and other governmental bodies to form advisory subcommittees that do not have to comply with the open meeting requirements so long as they only have 2 members. These committees are capable of wielding significant power and influence, but are able to close the meetings off to the public because of a technicality in the current law.
Is there witnesses in opposition? We have one. No? Opposition? Sort of.
I haven't been staffing this bill, so I just took over for the person who's on leave. I understand we had some concerns when we talked about it. Advisory boards, as far as I know, don't have decision-making power, so we're afraid that this might result in government waste by having to have open meetings and scheduled meetings just to talk about things that they can't actually make decisions on. So I know that's one of the concerns that we have. Some members on our board like the idea of making it more transparency. So the reason we're still in opposition is because we actually supported a prior version which had more explicit language. We're afraid that the current version might result in might be too vague, and so we actually would like to see the explicit language added back in from prior bills. So for that reason, we're in opposition, but we can talk, we can figure it out.
I'd encourage you to get...
1 second. You did not identify we.
I am so sorry. Matty Hyatt, California Civil Liberties Advocacy.
Thank you. Mr. Wilk, would you like to respond?
First time I'm hearing this. Frank Thompson is shepherding the bill on our staff, so please get together with him.
Thank you. Seeing no other Mr. Archuleta has waived presentation on his 2 bills, SB 368 on public safety officers. Seeing no one in favor, no opposition.
California Civil Liberties Advocacy. We are actually in opposition to a similar bill in the Assembly that's expanding the POBRA protections, and we feel that this bill, I mean, I'm sorry I'm making a policy argument, but we are in opposition, so that's all you need to know.
I'm here to present to you AB 392, the California Act to Save Lives. This bill seeks to change California's legal standard for when police can use deadly force to match best practices already in place at some departments, and that we know work to keep both officers and the public safe. In 2017, officers killed 172 people in California. Most of those were unarmed. Of the 15 police departments with the highest per capita rates of police killings in the nation, 5 of them are in California: Bakersfield, Stockton, Long Beach, Santa Ana, and San Bernardino. In 2015, police in Kern County killed more people per capita than any other U.S. county. Current law results in officers killing civilians far more often than is necessary, leaving many families and communities devastated and the general public less safe. These tragedies disproportionately impact communities of color. Studies show police killed unarmed young black men at more than 20 times the rate they kill young white men. This has understandably created a rift between police and community members to the detriment of public safety. The power of police officers to use deadly force is perhaps the most significant responsibility we confer on any public official, and it must be guided by the goal of safeguarding human life. Police officers should never take a human life when there are alternatives. However, current law sanctions police use of deadly force even when officers do not face an imminent threat to their life or bodily security, and even when officers have reasonable alternatives at their disposal to safely address a situation without taking anyone's life. California's existing law governing when a homicide by an officer is justified was written in 1872. This code, being the single oldest unamended use of force statute in the country, not only fails to include best practices, but authorizes deadly force that violates the U.S. Constitution. Penal Code 835A, which regulates police use of force, was enacted in 1957 and is the second oldest unamended use of force
Jeremy
statute in the
Hinkson,
country.
the California Civil Liberties Advocacy, in very strong support.
Thank you. Excellent. That's the way we're going to do this.
Yeah, Maddie Hyatt for the California
Now you-
Civil Liberties Advocacy, and also on behalf of the Black Law Students Association of Lincoln Law School here in Sacramento. Time to overrule this outdated law. We support AB 392.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, colleagues, and thank you, staff, for the opportunity to present AB 1636, the purpose of which is to reduce prosecutorial overcharging in criminal courts and to apply to felonies protections that already exist under current law for misdemeanors. AB 1636 allows a person immediately at the initial arraignment to request a determination of probable cause on each charge. The judge will then make the determination before the case continues.
Maddie Hyatt, California Civil Liberties Advocacy, in support.